It's the final game of day number 1. Then we wait a week for game number 2 here on MVI Live as possibly the best game of the year. Or not the year, excuse me, tournament. To the date, at least, as we have Yough and Charleroi here on MVI Live as I'm pinch hitting for Jeremy, I guess, today. So didn't think we were doing this one, but hey, that's okay. Game number 3 on the day, 3 of 3. It's been good thus far. We got one more to bring you as Yough has been excellent for the last few years, and they've had some stellar pitching. Obviously, Caitlin O'Delly, what she was able to do last year for this Yough team, and now you add in Waldir at shortstop. I think she's going to be an absolute huge piece for this Yough team, and then of course with Augustine still in the circle, they're still a very tough team to match up against.
Yeah, this is a Yough program that they have the same high expectations every year. They've made 8 straight quarterfinal appearances. This is also a program that has a recent state championship under their belt. So a lot of expectations, obviously, with Emma Augustine coming back, a star pitcher, a leader on this team. You know that this is a Yough team that's going to rely on her, and they're going to rely on trying to get their offense going. Last year was a year in which they had some struggles offensively. There were some games where they couldn't get their offense going, a couple of one-run losses. I think 3 of the 6 losses that they had last year were by 1 run. So definitely got to get the offense going and rely on the pitching of Emma Augustine.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as here's the lineup Charleroi is going to put out to face Emma Augustine and the Yough Cougars in game number 3 here as it's a Cougar battle from Fraser High School. As leading off and playing second base will be Avery Pendo, batting second. The third baseman, Lena Henderson, batting third. The first baseman, Riley Jones. In the cleanup spot, it's the shortstop, McKenna DeYounger. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Sophia Salaski. In the sixth hole, it's the catcher, Maddie Lancey. Batting seventh will be Emma Stefanik, the designated player. In the 8th hole, it's Reese Eddy out in right field, and Ella Seipolt will bat ninth and play center field. So Pendo, Henderson, Jones, DeYounger, Salaski, Lancey, Stefanik, Eddy, and Seipolt, the starting 9 batters for the Charleroi Cougars. Perrock is the hitter not playing as Pendo gets set to step in for this one. Remember, Jeremy chose to sit outside instead of joining us in the warmth for this final game.
Yeah.
First pitch, Pendo fouls it off down the first base line, up out of play into the batting cage down to our right. As you get a look there of Augustine towing up the rubber, getting the sign from her catcher, Proctor. As that one will miss by Augustine. Count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Augustine's probably one of the hardest throwing pitchers that Charleroi will face this year. Obviously playing up against a 4A team.
The 1-1 by Augustine. In there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Top of the first inning between Yough and Charleroi.
Tough first varsity at bat for Avery Pendo, a freshman.
The 1-2, Pendo sends it in the air, out to deep left center, and see you later. A leadoff home run for Avery Pendo, and she says, take that, Jose.
No worries. Avery Pendo says, I got this. I was just about to say, tough opponent to face in your first varsity at bat, and in her first varsity at bat, Avery Pendo hits it over the fence, and it's quickly 1-0, Charleroi.
And that ball comes in quick. It goes out even quicker as Pendo. An absolute missile for the second baseman.
Brings up Lena Henderson.
Henderson sporting the red hoodie, swing and a miss for the third baseman. Augustine on the hill, Proctor behind the dish, Horvat at third, Waldir the shortstop at second. It's Reitnauer along with Zuro at first. There's another foul tip that time by Henderson. Roebuck in left, Spoon Howard in center, and Bergman out in right for the Yough Cougars here in game number 1, down 1-0 thanks to the big fly by Avery Pendo. And strike 3 called, drop third strike, the tag applied by Proctor. So a strikeout of Henderson, and the 2 unassisted put out is out number 1 as Augustine picks up the punch out, trying to regroup after that rough welcome to the game by Pendo. Now it's Riley Jones, the first baseman. Riley had an excellent season for the Cougars basketball team at Charleroi, along with a number of players in these starting lineups, including McKenna DeYounger, who will bat next, swing and a miss. Jones falls behind to Augustine.
And Jones dealt with a concussion at the end of basketball season, has finally gotten into the mix. The softball team hit .516 last year with 18 RBIs.
Swing and a miss, as late on that one was Riley Jones, as Augustine looking to bounce back with her second straight strikeout of the game. The 1-2 by Augustine. That one's sent in the air, and that one's going to find the gap. There goes Jones, rounding first, picking it up as Roebuck, firing it into Waldeer, and it's a 1-out double by Riley Jones.
Riley Jones was a extra base hit machine a year ago. Had 15 extra base hits, 7 triples, 6 doubles, and a pair of home runs. And she gets her first double of the season right away, and now a pitching visit here early on.
As a quick word with Augustine, Jones will come over to third as McKenna DeYounger, the shortstop, due up here in inning number 1. 1-0 on the Pendo homer. Jones a double, and Charleroi, they're a team that they feel they are right there with the Commodores to compete as a favorite for the section, compete inside of 2A. They were close to beating the Commodores multiple times last year. Frazier in that game that kind of secured it as DeYounger slaps it. Great diving stop by Rittenauer, and she'll fire it on to first for out number 2.
Great play there by Kaylin Rittenauer to preserve potentially another run. Runner does go over to third, but now 2 outs for Sophia Solaski.
2 outs, 1 on. The pitcher Solaski waiting the delivery by Augustine. Strike 1 to Sophia Solaski.
But yeah, Alex, you mentioned, this is a team that took some major strides last year, made the playoffs for the first time in quite a while for this program.
As Solaski grounds it through the left side past Waldeer. A 2-out RBI single by Sophia Solaski makes it 2-0 Cougars. Charleroi, I should say here in the first, because it is the Cougar battle.
Yeah, and a pinch runner for Solaski.
Coming around to score there was Riley Jones, the game's second run.
Maddie Lancey will step up for Charleroi. But yeah, this is a Cougars team that plans on competing for a section title this year. They're not going to let Frazier just run away with it. They're going to compete. They know Carmichael's is right in the mix as well.
Emma Scoble, the pinch runner over first, or I should say courtesy runner at first for Charleroi.
Well, nice feature in the Frazier press box here. Magnetic.
What host of my phone has the magnet in it, so I can
Yeah.
just stick my phone
So
wherever
it's your
I
phone.
want.
It's your phone that has this feature that allows you to just put it on the wall.
Well, that's a bad thing.
Pretty neat.
My phone just said my SIM card's no longer installed, so that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Right now, no issues for Charleroi, up 2-0 with Lancey at the dish. It seems to be working now. Priorities, Alex. Softball.
Softball.
Phone later. 2 outs, 2 in, 1 on. The 2-2 pitch by Augustine coming to Lancey. Lancey thought about throw down. Scoble retired on the base path. And that will do it. But not before the Cougars strike for a pair on a trio of hits. No errors. Nobody left the board. We played 1/2 inning. Your score, Charleroi 2. The Cougars coming to bat. And here is how the Cougars are going to line up. The Yough Cougars, Jose, if you want to take us through their starting 9 hitters.
Yeah, Kaylin Rittenauer will lead things off, play second base. Sydney Bergman will bat second in right field. Adoria Waldeer will hit third and play shortstop. Emma Augustine's in the cleanup spot. And in the pitching circle, Maddie Horvat will play third and bat fifth. Katie Proctor is at catcher and will bat sixth. Abby Zara is at first base and will bat seventh. Katie Roebuck in left field and batting eighth. And Michaela Spoon-Howard will bat ninth and play center field.
Now, Solaski, she warms up without the face guard on. Don't necessarily see that too often. I mean, every now and then, every pitcher has their routine. It's just kind of like whatever you're comfortable with, whatever works for you. And Solaski warms up without it, gets all loose and ready to go. And Riley Jones decides to sport the Charleroi basketball hoodie at first base. She didn't wear that for her AB, but playing some first base, she's going to put the hoodie on.
A little cold out there, so.
They have to deal with the wind. Like, we have an American flag right beyond as you can see on the right side of your screen, as it's kind of blowing straight. We are luckily protected from the wind.
A little warmer up here, so.
And don't let me let that fool you either. It is cold.
It is very cold, regardless, yeah.
We just don't have wind, which is great, as Rittenauer will lead things off. The second baseman against Sophia Solaski as the lefty digs in deep in the box.
Interested in seeing Solaski. We saw her a couple times last year, but.
As there is the running swing and safe at first. That's how you start. As the little slap bunt worked to perfection for Rittenauer.
Great speed by Rittenauer. Gets out of the box quickly and is able to start things off. Brings up Sydney Bergman, one of Yough's very talented freshmen.
Bergman, the right fielder, stands in against the left-handed pitching Sophia Solaski. Fires home, up high. Lancey thought about the snap back to first.
Solaski, the full-time starter. I know Trey Tillman said that Emma Stefanik could also get some opportunities, but Kylie Quigley, who's been a mainstay in the circle for Charleroi, has now graduated.
That one misses by Solaski. At first stands Rittenauer after the leadoff single. Didn't make it even past the pitching circle, but got the job done for the lefty. Solaski's pitch to Bergman. In there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, 1 aboard here in the home half of inning number 1. 2-0 Yough leads or trails the Charleroi Cougars. The 2-1 swing and a miss as Solaski evens things up.
Don't see a ton of lefties in the game of softball, but we've seen a couple really good ones here in the area. Bailey Partial, of course, from Bell Vernon comes to mind.
In the air, right side, under it, the second baseman, Avery Pendo, makes the catch for out number 1, and this is how the defense lines up for Charleroi. Pendo at second, Jones at first. DeYounger is short with Henderson manning the third base bag. Lancey behind the dish, calling the balls and strikes for Solaski, and Perok in left, center, Seiput and Reese Eddy out in right field for Charleroi. As there's Waldeer stepping to the plate.
Excited to see what Waldeer can do this year. Coach Harvey had some great things to say about her and what she can do, and definitely a power hitter that these Yough Cougars are going to rely on. And also have to mention, there's a swinging strike, have to mention the fact that Yough is playing without Mackenzie Pritz, who's their usual starting shortstop and one of their best offensive players at a soccer tournament this weekend. Of course, a Robert Morris University soccer recruit.
The 1-1 as that ball goes flying up over the backstop, sent that way by Waldeer. You mentioned the power, definitely the ability to knot this thing up with one lethal swing. She has the power. You can see, I think, is that Yough's bus straight out?
Yep.
She has the power.
I think it might be Ringgold's.
Well,
Ringgold's or Yough's.
Nonetheless, whoever's bust that, she has the power to hit that. Is this one down the line and fair? Waldir rounds first. She's into second, rounding third, and coming in to score. That's Rittenauer, and it's 2-1. A one-out RBI double cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. Yough punches right back.
Very impressive hitting there by Waldir going opposite field. And she's able to drive in a run, and now Emma Augustine to the plate. Augustine, a very good hitter in her own right.
Salaski toes the rubber. Runner at second, 1 out, 1 in. The pitch by Salaski, that one misses low to Augustine. As retreating will be Waldir. You know, I think the impressive thing we talk about Waldir, going the other way, knowing this time and situation, you know, you're behind in the count, 2 strikes, shorten up, go the other way, get the run in. There's a wild pitch back to the backstop and moving up 60 feet goes Waldir. Augustine, a chance to tie things up with a fly ball up in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0. Make it 3-0. Salaski gets the signs from Lancey. Runner at third. That's Waldir. The 3-0 pitch. Does she have the green light? She takes, and it's ball 4. Runners at the corner now. Corners now for Yough with 1 out, down by 1. And now Maddie Horvat, the third baseman, will look to tie this game up at the minimum.
Dutch Harvey going to let Augustine run for herself.
Proctor on deck. First pitch misses, or in there. Late strike call as Lancey thought about gunning it down to DeYounger at second.
DeYounger's another last year's starting catcher. Lancey has allowed her to shift over to short.
As ground ball right to Jones. Only played a first 3 unassisted RBI. As advancing to second on the play is Augustine. So an RBI ground out. Or excuse me, an RBI ground out, 3 unassisted. I was right.
Yep.
Don't doubt myself.
Nope, you're good.
Waldir came around to score the game tying run. Augustine to second. And it's 2-2 with 2 out and 1 on. Salaski trying to leave this inning tied. Big swing and a miss by the catcher, Katie Proctor. I think that might be the toughest thing to switch back into with baseball, the scoring.
Yeah.
Getting back to, okay, how does this score? I haven't scored a game since last year's 2A softball championship.
Sometimes it has to come at your own discretion. You know, if a play is you feel like it's a play that could have been made, then say, oh, maybe I'll score it as an error. But
as Proctor sends that one sailing past us.
No crazy plays today that could have gone either way. It's been pretty.
Proctor fouls that one off as well.
Very interested in seeing how this Yough team favors in their section.
Yeah, very good section EF in there, Ringgold. And strike 3 called. As Salaski sits down Proctor for her first punch out of the game to leave things tied. A pair of runs come across on 2 Yough hits. No errors in the inning. And a runner left aboard. We've played 1 full. Your score, Charleroi 1, Yough 1. We'll be back with inning number 2 right here on MVI Live. Life is full of surprises. Some good, some not so good. It's why your State Farm agent is there with good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. At State Farm, you get great service and great rates with every policy, so you can be prepared for all life's surprises. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Warnick in Perryopolis today at 412-668-0111. Twos on the board after one, as it was a leadoff home run by Avery Pendo to start the party here this evening in the final game. But a great job by Yough to bounce back and answer with two of their own.
Yeah, some nice hitting there by Doria Waldeer, able to go opposite field for an RBI double, and then a RBI fielder's choice for Horvat, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-2 ball game once again after one.
Now, Augustine helping her own cause as well. I mean, that's a big thing when you're a pitcher, coming out and just saying, okay, I can do both. And when you have a pitcher that can do both, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, it says a lot about what she's able to do, base running wise too. I mean, most coaches would pinch run for their or courtesy run rather for their pitchers, but she's a good base runner. She understands, scenarios and situations and does what she has to do out there.
As Lancey at the dish, the 1-0. That one misses 2-0. And Jose, can you refresh my memory? I forgot to write down when Lancey was at bat, correct? Mm-hmm. When the last inning ended?
Yes.
Do we know who got thrown out? As that's a strike. It was Scoble, the courtesy runner.
Yes.
That's who I was trying to figure out who the courtesy runner was. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lancey. Augustine delivers, swing and a miss, count evens. 2-2 to the right-handed hitting catcher. Maddie Lancey awaiting the 2-2. Augustine. Swing and a miss. Strikes Lancey out. That's her second of the game. So 1 out, nobody on, and we're going to move to the designated player, Emma Stefanik. As you mentioned, Jose, probably going to see some time possibly this year in the circle.
Yeah, with how grueling the season is and, the number of games that these girls are playing, tough to rely on Selaski all season. So Stefanik definitely another option. I mean, there's another strike swinging. I mean, they were able to use Selaski and Quigley last year, so I think that's the plan for the Cougars once again. But when she's not in the circle, I think she's going to be the DP and be relied upon to contribute here in this lineup.
0-2. And that one misses on the outer half of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Emma Stefanik after Maddie Lancey struck out to start the inning. The 1-2. Strike 3 swinging.
Yeah, Augustine starting to heat up here. 2 strikeouts here in the second. Brings up Reese Eddy.
Eddy, the 8-hole hitter out in right field, another lefty. Towing the rubber, Augustine delivers. First pitch to Eddy. Misses low and outside for ball 1. The 1-2 by Augustine. Swing and a miss. Excuse me, the 1-0, now 1-1. I was looking at the 2 outs. Mind playing tricks on me here, Jose.
It's been a long day.
It has been, as that one's fouled off. Now it is 1-2.
Oh, Mike Darnay.
Did he have an opportunity?
No, his car had an opportunity to catch that.
Oh.
But
that's why I'm parked down by the baseball field.
I saw his eyes get a little
still that way. A little bit.
He was a little worried, I think.
As that one misses. As Eddy trying to work this count a little bit, trying to get on base after the first 2 fell via the strikeout, the 2-2. That one keeps Eddy alive as she rattles it off the backstop. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 game between Charleroi and Yough. The 2-2 by Emma Augustine. Strike 3 looking. She'll strike out the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. 4 Ks through 2 innings for Emma Augustine. We come back. The Yough Cougars will look to take their first lead of the game right here on MVI Live. Life is full of surprises. Some good, some not so good. It's why your State Farm agent is there with good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. At State Farm, you get great service and great rates with every policy, so you can be prepared for all life's surprises. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Warnick in Perryopolis today at 412-668-0111. 7, 8, and 9 do up this inning for Yough. That's Zura, Roebuck, and Spoon Howard for the Cougars as they'll look to take their first lead against Sophia Salaski and the Charleroi Cougars here this early evening as the final game of play here in day 1 of the MVI first pitch softball tournament.
Yeah, been a great first day.
And then we'll wait a week and do day 2.
We'll wait a week and we'll do day 2. But, yeah, I mean, it's just great to be out here. Great to see, these great teams getting an opportunity to get out here for the first time this spring. And, this is something that we were able to do a couple years ago with our senior swing tournament, and it built into something even bigger through, the minds of Donnie Hartman and Jeremy Salou and everybody that made this possible. So it's been a lot of fun.
First pitch fouled off the backstop by the first baseman, Abby Zura.
And we can't be remiss if we didn't thank B Graphics for also being a sponsor on this tournament and for all the things that they do for us as well. It's
absolutely.
Very, very appreciated.
Shirts for the tournament, absolutely incredible, as that one has car written all over it by Zura, sending it out of play.
Jeremy looked a little nervous. I don't know if his car is over there or not. Got to give a shout-out to Adam Brewer, who's going to be covering this one for the Mon Valley Independent. That one's popped up.
Left side. The Younger, a long way to go, makes the grab for out number 1.
Whether she's behind the plate or at short. Younger's a difference maker on the defensive side.
Now it's going to be Katie Roebuck, the left fielder, stepping in with 1 out and nobody aboard here in a 2-2 game in the second inning. Salaski works her way in. The first pitch, low and skitters past the glove of Lancey. Salaski gets the sign, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in inning number 2, the bottom half, as both teams sporting white in this one. Luckily in softball, not necessarily that big of an issue, and they're distinct, I'd say, enough.
I think the green and the orange help differentiate from the red and the black.
Different color pants, I mean.
Helps out a little bit.
The 2-1 by Salaski, swing and a miss. Count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still 1 away here in the home half of inning number 2.
I've always liked the Yough color scheme.
I'm a big fan of it. I was talking about that the other day as ground ball right side foul through the swamp.
Yeah, I've always been a pretty big fan of the colors.
It's a less common color around this area. I mean, you look at Fraser, EF, Charleroi.
Yeah.
All red and black. TJ goes the black and gold, blue and gold for SA.
Green and gold for Bell Vernon, a little
That's a little different too, yeah. I just like the orange. The orange and the green look so sharp together. There's this one in the air, and great catch by Riley Jones, getting up and snagging it out of the air.
Nice defense here from Charleroi here in the second inning.
Great job there, Riley Jones. You know, we've seen her jumping ability and her length come into big advantages for her during basketball season, showing why it pays dividends on the diamond as well. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch ball outside to the 9-hole hitter. That's Spoon Howard. She's out in center. That one catches the outside part of the plate. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sophia Salaski looking to work a 1-2-3 inning after a 2-run first. The 1-1 by Sophia Salaski. Ground ball liner past the first base bag. Foul. And now Salaski 1 strike away from sending us to inning number 3. And just to go back to a point we were making about Waldeer, that was the Ringwood bus she would have been hitting, we were saying.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I think that was what I said.
Hey, you know your buses, Jose.
I know a bus when I see one.
And we'll have to leave it right there as Spoon Howard becomes the second strikeout victim of Sophia Salaski. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. And after 2 full innings of play here in game number 3, nothing decided. 2s on the board between Yough and Charleroi, as my partner Jose going to take over some play-by-play duties through the middle part of this game.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I haven't done play-by-play in quite some time, but we'll get this going. Charleroi and Yough tied at 2 as we enter the 3rd inning. 2-run first innings for each team. And Emma Augustine and Sophia Salaski have settled in
and
after inning number 2.
I want to say this too, Jose. Out of everybody here, we have work in this tournament. The one who looks the coldest got to be Ashley Cox, Frazier's trainer.
Yeah, she was pretty bundled up.
She looks absolutely freezing down there.
She was pretty bundled up. I don't see her right now. Where is she at?
She's somewhere.
As Ella Seipolt will lead off for the Cougars. And she did not go, so check swing, ball 1 to start out the 3rd inning.
Pat was letting us know.
Seipolt looking to get things started here for Charleroi. Another check swing, but she holds off ball 2. Seipolt hitting out of the 9 spot, so like we've said before, Alex, very important for these bottom of the order hitters to ensure they get it back to the top of the order.
Scott the Younger's bragging on the broadcast saying they're warm in their cars.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, that's just cruel.
I'm sure it is very warm.
Hey, but we appreciate them listening in the cars.
Absolutely. Strike 2, 2-2 now to Ella Seipolt. Nice job by Augustine to get back in the count even. And she gets her swinging first out of the 3rd inning, and Emma Augustine continues to truck along. I believe 4 straight strikeouts now for Augustine.
Yeah, 4 in a row, 5 in the game for Augustine. She is absolutely just mowing them down here.
Avery Pendo back up. Of course, hit leadoff home run to start this one out. Her first varsity at bat. She gets a hold of that one in the left field. And Pendo will reach on that, and she will look to go to second, but she'll stay put at first. So a 2-for-2 start to her high school career for Avery Pendo.
Yeah, not a bad day in the office thus far for Avery Pendo.
No, she hits a homer to perhaps the deepest part of the park here at Commodore's Field in her first at bat. Now a single in the left brings up Lena Henderson. Strike 1 swinging. Pendo able to have some early success here off of Augustine, who has been rolling up until that point. Foul ball. The corner of the backstop fence. Riley Jones on deck for the Cougars of Charleroi.
See, that's tough, isn't it?
It is. I said Cougars, and then I was like, I gotta add these. I gotta add this word. Got to be specific. 1-2 now the count is ball outside. Pitch from Augustine, swung and a miss from Henderson. Strikeout number 6 for Emma Augustine.
And talk about doing a great job rebounding if you're Emma Augustine. You give up the leadoff homer, then another run shortly after, and all of a sudden, you're mowing them down.
Oh, yeah, not sure how much of a surprise that is. I mean, Augustine's been doing it for a long time. A senior leader on this young Yough Cougars team is Jones ahead of the count 1-0. She takes strike 1, 1-1. We got to do the preview story for both of these teams in this year's baseball softball tab. Strike 2, 1-2, the count now on Jones. Always a pleasure to talk with Trey Tillman and Dutch Harvey. The 1-2. Swung and a miss. Strike 3, another strikeout for Emma Augustine. And she has punched out 5 of the last 6. She has 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. As we go to the bottom of the third, and the Charleroi Cougars will head to the field. The Yough Cougars head to the plate once again.
Yeah, and that's big for Augustine, I still think. You know, Jose, we're watching her just start to really collapse down and say, all right, rough inning, no more. And that's what these good pitchers do. Can rebound and absolutely just start firing away, and that's what we've seen Augustine do, and she's absolutely lethal, and there's a reason she's one of the best, not just in 4A, but in the entire WPIAL.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, a big thing with this section in particular that they play in. You know, you have teams like West Mifflin, Elizabeth Ford, Belle Vernon. You know, there's a lot of talent there, and you know, I think if you look at it, I think that Yough probably has one of the most experienced and top pitchers in the section. And I think that's going to help the Cougars in their quest for a section title. And this is a team that doesn't just want to have success in section play, but once again in the playoffs, they want to have success in the playoffs. Like I said before, 8 straight trips to the WPIAL quarterfinals, but they want to translate that into competing for WPIAL championships and competing for more state championships. They won a few years back, but they want to keep that going. They won in 2016, but you know, they want to be able to continue their tradition of winning.
Yeah, and without larcenies anymore, I mean, it really kind of puts a huge question mark on that section because EF was so good.
You know, slapper there, and nice fielding by DeYounger. Erases Kaylin Rittenauer at the top of Yough's lineup. A quick first out for Charleroi. Bay, you mentioned losing larcenies. I mean, that's definitely big for Elizabeth Ford. They do have Shelby Telegny back for her sophomore campaign. She didn't pitch a ton last year, but I know Harry Rutherford is very excited and confident in what she can do. And the Warriors are currently in Florida, which is a spring trip that always benefits them as they're able to fill some voids in their lineup early on, figure out where some of their players should be defensively.
And it's warm.
And it's warm. Definitely warmer than here. No doubt about it, as Sydney Bergman is ahead of the count 2-0. Pitch from Solaski. And to right field, and what a play by Avery Pendo. Avery Pendo, a diving catch.
And I know it's inning number 3, Jose, but somebody's making a good shot for the State Farm player of the game here in this one.
Avery Pendo has been absolutely just perfect. I mean, you couldn't have hit it any better than that, but what a defensive play by Pendo. 2 for 2, and a great catch at second base as Doria Waldeer comes back up. She fouls that one off for strike 1.
Yeah, it's not just about pitching. Your defense got to make plays for you, too, and that's what Charleroi has done. Seipel looks like she's getting chirped from the crowd out in center field. She looks back and said something to him. I don't know if it's probably family, to be honest, but
probably giving her some instruction or something of that magnitude. Is there strike 2 to Waldeer. She's behind the count 0-2. Fouled off by the freshman Waldeer, and you mentioned it, Alex, in her last at bat. She was behind the count and was able to go opposite field for an RBI double.
Yeah, that'd be big to extend the inning here if she can.
Yeah, absolutely, with Emma Augustine on deck, and Waldeer hits that one in the left field. And back and making the catch is Tylee Perrock, and another clean inning for the Charleroi Cougars. No runs on no hits and no errors. As we head to the fourth, the Charleroi Cougars to bat, the Yough Cougars to the field here on MVI Live.
Happily Brewed Coffee Shop, located 3496 and a half Pittsburgh Road in Perryopolis, serving up specialty coffees, pastries, and more. Open Tuesday through Friday from 6 to 11 a.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 11 a.m. We're available to book clubs, group meetings, birthday parties, and more after hours. So for more information and our seasonal flavors, check us out on Facebook or give us a call at 724-497-3322. And we can't wait to see you at Happily Brewed.
The final game of the Mon Valley Independent B Graphics First Pitch Tournament here at Commodores Field in Perryopolis. The Yough Cougars and the Charleroi Cougars tied at 2 as we head to the fourth inning. Jose Negron joined here by Alex Lyons. I'll have one more inning of play-by-play between the Battle of the Cougars here in Perry. McKenna DeYounger will lead off for Charleroi. Sophia Solaski on deck, and Maddie Lancey.
I'll tell you, out of all the people I interviewed during basketball, she was her, Jocelyn Dawson, probably the two most nervous people.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember her afterwards saying how petrified she was to answer questions from you.
She did a good job. She was a good sport, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, DeYounger, she takes strike one.
They've all been really good sports, to be honest.
Absolutely. Just great kids that we've been able to work with, and DeYounger, one of the best that Charleroi basketball has to offer, and I think a very good shot at maybe joining the 1,000-point club as a junior.
Yeah,
next basketball season.
I would not be surprised at all if we see her there.
I think she's around, I want to say she's around 700. So maybe towards the end of her junior campaign. As Augustine fires that one past DeYounger. 1-2 now the count on the Charleroi sophomore shortstop.
She struck out 6 of the last 7 batters.
That one fouled away. DeYounger doing a good job of sticking with it. And again, this is a Class 2A team. I know we don't talk about classifications and things like that, but a 2A team and a 4A team. So credit to Charleroi for sticking in against Emma Augustine like they have. They're playing well. We got 2 teams from,
I believe, Yough's in the same classification that Beaver's in, if I'm not
correct,
mistaken.
Yeah, Beaver actually eliminated Yough from the playoffs last year.
Because I remember I was doing games that EF was playing, and they ended up moving a game up in the playoffs last year. Lanny Fateri and I were announcing, and he was not in a good mood because they moved a game up, and it started, we didn't get over to game 2 to the 3rd inning. It was a mess.
Yeah, Yough eliminated from the postseason by Beaver last year.
Yeah, that's Peyton List is kind of where I was going.
Strike 3 to DeYounger, and Yough actually had a lead in that game. Had some miscues that cost them, and I know that's, Dutch Harvey is hoping that experience is going to help this team, show that they're battle-tested, and, they don't want that to happen again. So as DeYounger goes down swinging for the first out, brings up Sophia Solaski. She swings at a high pitch for strike number 1. Augustine has just been dealing since that 2-run first inning. Now up to 8 strikeouts, I believe. Another miss by Solaski.
No, you're good. 8 strikeouts.
8?
Yep.
She has punched out, I believe, 7 of the last 8. Looking to continue that trend. And she does. Strike 3 swinging for Solaski. Another one. Number 9 for Emma Augustine. Maddie Lancey to the plate. She struck out in her last at bat. Now 2 outs here in the 4th inning for Charleroi.
So I'm thinking here's what we're at, Jose. I'll wait till after this.
Oh, and that one eats up. Rittenauer at second base, and Lancey will reach, I believe, on an E4.
Yeah, slapped her right in the glove. Definitely say that's a routine play, but I think it's come to the point of this game as we get the courtesy runner, who we don't know who it is, thanks to the hoodies, but if Yough wins, Augustine's throwing her hat in for player of the game, and Pendo for Charleroi, unless something magical happens.
Yeah, it might depend on who wins this game, but both have been phenomenal. As strike 1 to Stefanik, and that's why when right before Pendo's home run, I said, this is a tough pitcher to go up against in your first at bat, and then she hits it out.
I think that's why it's big to get to her early.
Yeah. Yeah, as Augustine settles in, it's tougher and tougher to compete against her. As the game goes on, she just gets tougher and tougher to hit. 0-2 here to Stefanik. 2 outs here in the 4th. Ball outside. Count now at 1-2 for Emma Stefanik, the Charleroi Cougars designated player.
Looking for double digits here. She can get one over the zone.
That one fouled away. And Stefanik hangs tough. Augustine at 9 strikeouts. She struck out 8 of the last 10 batters that she has faced. The 1-2. Ball outside, very close. Now even at 2-2. The 2 batters over the last 10 that have reached her. Pendo on a single and Lancey on that error. And strike 3 looking. Strikeout number 10 for Emma Augustine. And that is the end of the top of the 4th. Yough will come to the plate with the game tied at 2-2. Here in the final game of the Mon Valley Independent B Graphics first pitch tournament.
Yeah, and that's absolutely incredible. 9 straight outs recorded via the strikeout. 10 in the game for Augustine through just 4 innings of work. And she's been absolutely impressive here so far this evening. And see, that's tough too. We started this game, it was
1 o'clock. When we started this game.
Tournament. Well, we started this tournament,
yeah.
but now we're in game 3 and it's now evening and you have to prime yourself. Announcer problems.
It's a little tougher, yeah. Again, thank you for those who have tuned in, not just for this game, but all day today for all of our games. Fraser beats Thomas Jefferson. Ringgold with a 10-plus run win over California. And now perhaps the game of the day. Yough and Charleroi deadlocked at 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here at Commodores Field in Perryopolis. The start of the Whippeal softball season for area teams here in the Mon Valley. We'll be back next Saturday here at Commodores Field for day 2 of action, which was rescheduled after of course, projected inclement weather tomorrow. As Emma Augustine takes ball 1 to start here in the bottom portion of the 4th inning. It's actually kind of grateful that the games got postponed since I'll be making a trip to Washington, D.C. this weekend.
Jose's back next weekend.
I'll be back next weekend. I'll be back Sunday technically, but.
Well, yeah, but we'll have you. We'll have you all week for the full game of coverage that we're gonna have on MVI Live, weather permitting.
Yeah, and we'll
hopefully
actually
full slate.
The next half inning, we'll go through that schedule. Here is foul ball there from Augustine, goes past the press box here.
That sounded painful almost.
Yeah, I don't know where that landed, but didn't sound great. 1-2 to Augustine. Takes one high, evens the count at 2-2. Ball outside. Count now full 3-2 to Emma Augustine, leading off the inning for Yough. And a ball and a walk for Emma Augustine. So a leadoff base runner for Yough.
So
Brings up
Augustine,
Maddie Horvat.
10 strikeouts, 2 walks for her offensively.
Yeah, I mean, she's done the job. She's a type of hitter that can make things happen. Whether she's getting on with a free pass or hitting balls in the gaps. And bunt try there by Horvat, taken for strike one.
Wind picking up, flagpole blowing.
I actually thought it was raining for a second. It might be, actually.
Stick the hand out the window. I don't feel anything, Jose.
No, maybe not.
It sounds like it.
It sounds like it, but nonetheless, cold day here at Commodores Field, but
I do see an
otherwise
umbrella
perfect
out,
day.
though.
Otherwise perfect day for softball as Horvat showed bunt, but pulled back in time for ball 2. So 2-1 now the count to Horvat. That one scoots away from Lancey, and Augustine will take the extra base.
So that does the job for them. They're trying to move up with the sack bunt with Horvat, and all of a sudden, you know, Augustine gets the second without having to waste the out now, and it's a 3-1 count and possibly 2-on with nobody out.
And ball 4, another free pass to Horvat. So runners on first and second for Yough with nobody out, and Trey Tillman going to take a trip to the circle to talk to his starting pitcher.
Yeah, one of those points, you just got to kind of calm things down and regroup and get back to what you were doing through those first 3 frames. Yeah, you gave up 2 runs, but Solaski had been pitching very well in there, and I think it's, hey, you've been there, done that. You got the bottom portion of the lineup due up now with 7, 8, 9, or 6, 7, 8, 9 right now coming up. So, you know, go out, execute your pitches, and, you know, even if you do give up a run, that doesn't kill us. You know, we got to score more than 2 runs in a game. I think it's some of those, hey, been there, done that, let's go get it done.
Yeah, make sure things don't spiral out of control. As Katie Proctor steps into the batter's box. Proctor, a big opportunity here with 2 runners on. She shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a strike. Again, 2-2. Bottom of the 4th inning here between the Charleroi Cougars and the Yough Cougars. Another bunt attempt, and she runs and just squeezes foul.
And that was close where Lancey touched that ball.
Yeah,
As
very close.
that could have been almost bases loaded, nobody out situation with Zura coming up, but instead we'll do it again. And Solaski a strikeout away from getting a strike away from getting a huge strikeout.
Yeah, 2-2 count now here to Proctor. Fouls that one away. Proctor didn't immediately run out of the box on that one, too. I think she kind of just assumed it was going to go foul. So count still even, 2-2 after that foul from Proctor. Ball low. 3-2 count now to the Yough catcher. And strike 3. Proctor strikes out swinging for the first out here of the 4th inning, and a big, big out for Sophia Solaski.
Yeah, that's monumental now because still runners at first and second. You know, you got the strikeout, and now you're at 7, 8, and 9 with Zura, Roebuck, and Spoon Howard, who you were all able to get out in their first ABs.
Bunt chance fouled away. We'll have a little bit of an updated schedule for next Saturday's games. Are not official just yet, but we'll have you updated on our MVI Live social media channels later this week as that bunt goes foul once again. 0-2 out of Yough. That's fouled away as Yough still hanging in there. An 0-2 count against Sophia Solaski. Runners on first and second with one out. 2-2 game here in the bottom of the fourth. The finale of our three-game, opening day of the MVI B Graphics First Pitch Tournament. And strike three, Sophia Solaski. Two big strikeouts here against batters in the bottom of Yough's order. And Katie Roebuck now a chance here to try and salvage something for Yough after they were able to get two runners on with no outs.
Meeting on the mound proved to be pretty big so far for Charleroi.
Yeah.
Seems like Solaski has calmed down after that.
Yeah, she's been hitting her spots well as that one goes foul. Near the fence, near the first baseline. Oh, 1 to Roebuck. Ball outside, now count even at 1-1. That one fouled away and into the crowd once again. Feel like we've had some good crowds here for these three games.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Despite the cold weather.
It's been a good venue, and you know, this game with the overcast, and I know it's only 5:50, but the way this is going, this could be a game that doesn't end up with a final today.
Potentially.
I mean, just with an overcast sky, we're not going to have, even though, you know, what we're going to like 8:30 with having some light, it's going to be different tonight with that sky in there, and the way these pitchers are mowing them down, and the way Solaski's rebounded thus far, you never know.
High pitch laid off by Roebuck. Count even once again at 2-2. Solaski has rebounded nice. Back-to-back strikeouts, trying to look for 3 straight. Ball low and a full count once again to Roebuck. Kayla Spoonhoward waiting on deck. And strike 3 looking. Yough gets 2 runners on with no outs and 3 straight strikeouts by Sophia Solaski. Keeps them off the board, and it is still 2-2 as we head to the 5th inning here in the final game of day 1 of the Mon Valley Independent B Graphics First Pitch Tournament here on MVI Live.
Yeah, absolutely huge. You walk the first 2 batters, come back, strike out the next 3. 5 strikeouts now for Sophia Solaski, and we are still tied at 2 moving into inning number 5 as see if the bats can come alive.
And we'll run down the weekly schedule real quick for the first full week of baseball softball season. We will kick off baseball action with a trip to Ringgold. California will travel to Ringgold for a baseball matchup on Monday. We will be there for MVI Live. Then we will head to California on Tuesday for a matchup between a pair of local teams at Sarah Catholic and the California Trojans.
Well, most likely going to California, but we've heard rumors.
We've heard some things that potentially could move to Sarah Catholic with the weather, but we will keep you updated on that. Elizabeth Forward will travel to Yough to open section play on Thursday, so we will be on Cougar Mountain for that one, seeing these Cougars once again. And then on Friday, to close out the week, we will head to Bell Vernon for another California matchup as they will travel to take on the Leopards So a lot of local matchups here in Week 1. All 8 teams that we will be covering here on the MVI Live will be Mon Valley teams.
Oh, and then we have all the fun next Saturday, too.
Yeah, all the fun next Saturday. And again, schedule is kind of subject to change right now. A couple teams will not be able to participate, so we will have some updates to the schedule later this week, but we will keep you updated on that on our MVI Live social media channels.
Leading off will be Reese Eddy. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. As once again, Augustine looks to continue dealing. Last 9 outs recorded have all been via the strikeout. The 0-1 by Augustine. Misses. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Reese Eddy. She struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. The 1-1 by Augustine. Misses inside, a little low to Eddy. 2 balls and 1 strike now to the Cougar right fielder. Two, 1, fouled off. Mandy Hartman went ducking for her life over there.
Donnie was, I think, going to go catch it. Saw his eyes
reliving the glory days.
Get pretty wide there. I thought he was going to go dive for it.
The 2-2 by Augustine. Fouled off the backstop. You know, each time I think the camera or the fence takes a hit, the camera goes more to the right. So by the end of the game, we might just have the first base line on that camera.
Well, we got the third baseline pretty, or first baseline pretty well established.
But hey, I just got to do this and click that button. There's the third base line all of a sudden with camera number 3. The payoff pitch by Augustine. Grounded foul off the fence. Count stays full as the church bells ring. 3 minutes early. Payoff pitch, fouled off again into the Cougar dugout this time. Emma Augustine digs in once more. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 5th, the payoff pitch once again. Staying alive once more is the lefty Eddy. Eddy digs in to the left-handed hitting batter's box once more against Emma Augustine. The payoff pitch. Check swing, foul tip, they say. Eddy stays alive. As Eddy looked like maybe got a piece of that with the hand or something with the shoulder here.
I think it tipped off her bat and then kind of deflected into her. So umpire giving her a minute to kind of regroup as she heads over to talk to her first base coach and then re-steps into the batter's box.
Another payoff pitch coming by Emma Augustine. The 3-2. Another foul tip. And unable to hang on was the catcher Proctor. So the battle rages on between Eddy and Augustine. These are one of those momentum swinging ABs, especially if Eddy finds a way to get on. The 3-2 by Augustine. Up over the backstop.
These two might just battle forever. Great at-bat here for Reese Eddy is, you know, the way that Augustine has kind of just been mowing down hitters. Eddy able to put up a good fight here.
3-2 again, fouled off again. As they're going to take a look at her hand. She just wanted to go back to the batter's box, but that will have to wait.
Well, she's battling through. Well, credit to what she's been able to do here in this at-bat. You can tell she's in pain, but She's done a good job here battling through.
As the lefty will dig back in here in inning number 5.
Charleroi bench getting behind her.
The 3-2 fouled again. Jose, do you have a staying alive on your phone that we can like queue up here? Or is that copyright infringement?
Staying alive. Staying alive.
That's exactly what Resetti is doing here. Check swing off of her, and they're going to give her the base.
Well, they're saying it hit her, and thought it might have hit the knob of the bat there, but nonetheless, Resetti finally reaches a 10-plus pitch at bat. Ends in her being hit by a pitch, and she was pretty beat up during that at bat.
I think we're going to have a pinch hitter here, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I just wrote a number down incorrectly, which I could have done that too.
No, that is going to be Ella Seipolt. She is wearing number 10.
No, I just wrote the wrong number.
I also wrote number 1, if that's the number that you wrote.
That's what I wrote, so. I just don't think I noticed it. I'm going to say it looked like her, and then I was like, eh. So runner at first with nobody out. Ella Seipolt will do the honors. After the mammoth at bat results in hit by pitch.
Yeah, huge props to Resetti for that at bat to lead things off as Seipolt takes strike 1.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 on.
You know, no one's hit the scoreboard today, and I'm a little bummed.
Only 2 balls have left the yard today as that one rattles the fence.
We've had 1 in this game.
The other one belongs to Tori Wyszynski, a grand slam for the Commodores.
Almost had 1 in the Ringgold, California game. Carly Russell, her leadoff double that hit off the left field fence.
Had a couple out, 190 down the lines, 209 and 207 in the gaps, and 213 to dead center. As that one misses. 1 on, nobody out, 1-2 the count to Seipolt. The 1-2. Fouled off. We'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Swing and a miss, and there goes Seipolt down with another strikeout. 11 for Augustine. No 0-1 now the count to the leadoff hitter. That's Avery Pendo, home run and a single in this one as she started it off with a bang. Runner goes, nobody at second, and that one saved by a diving Waldeer. Make that Rittenauer.
What a play by Rittenauer. Phenomenal effort there to keep Eddie from potentially getting the third.
Huge, as nobody was covering, and taking advantage was Resetti. 0-2, though, the count to Avery Pendo. She's been great today. The 0-2 by Augustine to Pendo. Sent in the air, out to left, and that one up over the head of the left fielder, rounding third. Coming around is Eddie. She will score an RBI double for Avery Pendo.
And she is 1 3-bagger away from hitting for the cycle. What a varsity debut for Avery Pendo. 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, and has now given Charleroi a 3-2 edge.
First pitch, swing and a miss to the 2-hole hitter, Lena Henderson. Struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. The 0-1. Bunt shown in there for a strike. Retreating is Pendo back to the second base bag. Last 10 outs recorded have been via the strikeout. Almost 11, but that one misses for Augustine. Lena Henderson trying to battle, see if she can get at least Avery Pendo over to third with 2 outs. Up in the air. Room given, and as falling down, Yough makes the grab.
Great catch there by Yough. Kind of lost track of it, I think, a little bit, but she's able to make a great play on that.
Yeah, great job staying with it, keeping the aware of all to track that thing in after almost running into the fence, then losing her footing. Now it's Riley Jones, 1 for 2 with a double and runs scored today. Another double would be great if you're Charleroi. Swing and a miss. First out in a long time that wasn't a strikeout by Augustine.
And if you're Charleroi right now, you need to keep that foot on the gas and add to this lead.
Catches the bottom corner, 0-2 now to Riley Jones. The 0-2 by Augustine. That one misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. 1 in for the Cougars. As the wind whipping even harder here. The 1-2 by Emma Augustine. Fouled off, and
I was trying to catch it, but my hand's in my pocket.
that was close, Jose. That was getting close. Count stays 1-2, runner at second. 2 outs. Pendo, an RBI double. Strike 3 called as once again Augustine sits another down. Charleroi adds 1 to their total. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 3-2 Cougars over Yough right here on MVI Live. Life is full of surprises. Some good, some not so good. It's why your State Farm agent is there with good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. At State Farm, you get great service and great rates with every policy, so you can be prepared for all life's surprises. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Warnick in Perryopolis today at 412-668-0111.
We are back for the bottom half of the 5th. The Charleroi Cougars leading the Yough Cougars 3-2 here in the final game of day 1 of the Mon Valley Independent B Graphics First Pitch Tournament. Yough looking to get the equalizer here in the 5th inning. Sophia Salaski looking to continue her superb outing in the pitching circle for Charleroi. First run since the first inning for Charleroi there in the top half of the 5th inning. Avery Pendo, the RBI double. She is 3 for 3 in her first varsity start. She's also made a phenomenal catch, phenomenal diving catch at second base. The top offensive run producer for Charleroi is Michaela Spoon-Howard steps in for Yough. First pitch is fouled off the foot of Spoon-Howard. Battle of the Cougars. 1 from Class 4A in Yough and 1 from Class 2A in Charleroi. The 0-1 from Salaski is high, but held onto by Maddie Lancey back there, so evens the count at 1-1. That one's fouled away. 1-2 count now on Spoon-Howard. Pitching duel here between Selaski and Augustine. 1-2 is fouled away once again. We just came out of an inning where Charleroi's hitters were incredibly good at just sticking in there and having good at bats. Ella Seipel with perhaps the best and longest at bat of the day. 10+ pitches in that at bat against Augustine ended with her reaching first on a hit by pitch. Search for softballs now continues. As Tillman gets a few to the ump. We try to navigate this small press box here at Commodores Field as rejoined by my broadcast colleague, Alex Lyons.
I'm back.
Alex was able to find a restroom.
Hey, that was a bit of a run, man.
I took over and got a 1-2 count here to Michaela Spoonhoward. She takes ball number 2 to even the count at 2-2, and Spoonhoward battling here out of the number 9 spot in the Cougars lineup, trying to turn it right over to Kaylin Rittenauer in the top of the lineup. Another high pitch. Now a full count to Spoonhoward.
I didn't even miss a full AB.
No, you're good. That one down the line. Riley Jones makes the play and applies the tag on Spoonhoward for the first out of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth inning here at Commodores Field.
And that's a big out. You look at the grand scheme, you talk about trying to turn things over. Well, it's a lot different turning things over with an out versus a runner at first.
Now a chance for Rittenauer. She grounds it to DeYounger. DeYounger fires a throw to Jones for the second out. So a quick first 2 outs for Charleroi, and Sophia Selaski continues to impress here in her 2022 debut.
Yeah, great job by DeYounger coming in on that ball, not waiting for it to come to her and firing a missile across the diamond.
And Selaski's done a really good job in the circle, trusting her defense and being able to make pitches. And there's a hit to left field for Sydney Bergman, as she got one past the diving efforts of McKenna Dunger at shortstop, and that brings up Adoria Waldeer.
And you go from a point now with Bergman getting on to, with the bat of Waldeer, a chance for Yough to take their first lead of the game.
Ball 1 to start the at-bat for Waldeer. One of 2 freshmen joining Sydney Bergman in this lineup for Yough. Ball high 2-0. JV game still going on over on the other field, I believe.
I think it's
Ringgold, California.
again, just JV style. That's who it looks like.
Yeah, that's who I thought it might be. Is Waldeer takes strike 1.
It's definitely Cal.
Yeah, because I see the maroon over there.
The only other jerseys it looks like is Ringgold's, because I thought TJ had it out.
Yeah, I think TJ left, and I don't think that's Frazier, so. Process of elimination as that one's fouled away to even the count at 2-2. Well, 3-2, rather, actually, full count. Oh, actually, no, I think it is 2-2.
They have it at 3-1 now on the scoreboard.
I believe it's 2-2 because that was definitely strike 2.
That's what I thought, but hey, I'm not paid to make those decisions.
That's ball 4, so it was 3-1. Or perhaps it was 3-2. Nonetheless, Waldeer is now on first base after the walk. So 2 outs, runners on first and second for Emma Augustine, who has walked twice in this one. Another walk would suffice, but I'm sure she's looking for a hit. And that one, a dribbler to Pendo. Pendo fires, or flips over to Riley Jones, rather, for the third out. So Yough once again strands a pair of runners. And Charleroi holding on to a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the 6th inning here at Commodores Field.
Yeah, no runs there, 1 hit, and as you mentioned, the 2 left the board. I think the big thing you look at, Augustine, a chance to help her own cause there, try to get this equal, try to get back to it. Worst a tie game, and just a great job of Selaski pitching out of that, as there is precipitation falling from the sky.
There is.
There is. And, you know, I was not out of this press box very long. And I'll tell you, I am glad we are in this. It is not warm in here, but it's almost like, you know how you get when you get really cold, it's tough to talk?
Yeah.
I feel like being outside, I got to that point where my jaw muscles started being like, no, we're not going to do this anymore.
No, that happened to me when I went out to talk to David Yough and Greg Adams after that second game. It was a lot. This is, you know, March softball weather. I can't expect anything less, but
hey, that's all right. We're playing softball, and it's going to be warm soon. We're gonna keep on that, Jose.
we're just going to
keep on keeping on.
Yeah, we're gonna accept it for what it is right now, and move on. And hopefully one day it won't be as cold.
That was a bunt foul as DeYounger tried to lay it down. DeYounger, Selaski, and Lancey do up this inning. An RBI double by Avery Pendo brought home Reese Eddy, who had the marathon at bat. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. DeYounger falls behind 0-2 to Augustine. She has to shut the door right here. The 0-2 by Augustine. DeYounger, foul tip. She'll stay alive. If I'm not mistaken, we're up to 12, or is it 13 punch-outs now for Augustine?
I believe we're at 12.
That's what I thought we were at, but I didn't know if I missed one somewhere, as DeYounger fouls that one up over us here on the near side. Yeah, 12. Did a quick count back. Augustine will look for number 13 here. The 0-2 delivery by Augustine. Backstop rattler, make it 1-2. She looked like she overthrew that one.
Well, can afford to have a waste pitch there on a 0-2 count.
The 1-2 to DeYounger. Swing and a miss. Sits her down. Make it 13 for Augustine.
That rhymes.
I didn't even try, man.
No, that was good. That was good.
Nice. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Emma Augustine after the one to end the 5th. Ball 1 to Sophia Selaski. Nobody on. 1 away here in the top half of inning number 6. That one up high, gets to the backstop. 2-0 now to Selaski as conditions worsen and harshen for these athletes out there. Wind picking up, precipitation continuing to spit a little. And there's strike 1. Augustine fires it into the lefty Selaski. The 2-1 by Augustine. A little flare, and that one drops in front of a diving Waldeer. She started to trend back, and that was the break Selaski needed. Now it's thrown down the third base line, but Selaski will regroup and stand at first with a one-out single. Maddie Lancey digs in against Augustine. The pitch. In there for strike one. Runner at first is Sophia Salaski. 3-2 lead for Charleroi over Yough. That one low, going fishing and coming up without a bite was Lancey, excuse me.
So much respect for these softball pitchers, and the way they throw the ball in with such force.
Oh, it's absolutely
it's
incredible.
Unbelievable. Anyone who says that it's easy to hit that type of pitch is a liar.
For how close they're in, I mean, no, it's absolutely. Yeah, it's not easy to do at all. As Lancey battling against Augustine, 1-2 the count, 1 out, 1 on, 3-2 Charleroi on top of Yough. The 1-2 by Augustine. Misses to even things up at 2-2. The 2-2 to Lancey, and Lancey strikes out. Another for Augustine.
14 for Emma Augustine, as she has done a phenomenal job here tonight.
1 on, 2 outs. First pitch gets to the backstop, and there goes Salaski on to second. As Emma Stefanik, the DP, will try to bring her in now with a runner in scoring position and 2 away. The 1-0. Stefanik looks at that one low, make it 2-0 on the DP. The 2-0 by Augustine. Little flare, and that's going to stay foul down the first base line. Looked like it was going to have enough English maybe to roll into fair territory, but it did not. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second is Salaski. As Augustine falls behind now, 3-1 with 2 outs. Her team down by 1. Trying to loosen up that right shoulder. The 3-1. Strike 2 fills things up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-2 Charleroi on top of Yough. The payoff pitch by Augustine. Strike 3 called. Make it 15 for Augustine, as she'll send Stefanik to the bench looking and keep it at a 3-2 game after 5.5. It's still Charleroi 3, Yough 2 as the Cougars from Yough running out of chances. Got to find a way to tie here at the minimum into the 6th. Just 2 more chances to bat for Yough unless they take the lead this inning and then put up, or maintain it, I guess I should say, through the top half of the 7th.
Yeah, it's been a great pitching duel here between Salaski and Augustine. See if the Yough bats can get things going, as it's going to be the middle of Yough's order. Maddie Horvat leading the way for the Yough Cougars.
The lefty Salaski Gave up 2 in the first inning and has started to mow them down ever since. Just 3 hits against Sophia Salaski. On the other side of things for Charleroi, they have just 5. Make it 6, actually. Forgot to add one in, as leading off this inning will be Maddie Horvat, followed by Katie Proctor and Abby Zuraw, unless we see a pinch hitter for the Cougars. Again, Yough without one of their best players as a liner foul down the first baseline, sending a fan running. No one on, nobody out. 0-1 the count to Horvat. Sophia Salaski, the lefty. 0-1 delivery. Misses to even things up to Horvat. 1 ball and 1 strike. Salaski's 1-1 delivery. Low and outside, picking it out of the dirt was Lancey. 2-1 now the count. Nobody on, nobody out to Horvat, the 5-hole hitter. Bottom of the 6th inning. It's been a great game thus far here this evening. That one misses up high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, and Horvat trying to be a leadoff walk to start the party here in the 6th for Yough. That one misses in a leadoff free pass issue to Maddie Horvat.
Just what the doctor ordered for Yough, getting another leadoff base runner, and now a chance for Katie Proctor to do some damage.
This is about the same part of the order that Salaski had issues with earlier with the walks, and then got to the strikeouts as almost getting left out to dry there with the attempted bunt was Horvat. She broke for second. The bunt did not get laid down, and she was able to scramble back safely.
Yeah, Yough just had some trouble capitalizing on those opportunities. Had chances of the runners in scoring position.
Yeah, Proctor was able to pull back once more. 2-0 now the count. The 2-0 by Sophia Salaski. Bunt laid down foul to the near side. Make it 2-1. Runner stays put at first base for Yough. As that's Maddie Horvat, who reached on the free pass. Official time for a second. Back to action we go. The 2-1 by Salaski. The lefty bunt fouled off the top of the fence into the Yough bench. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Horvat stands at first. The 2-2. Strike 3 looking. As Sophia Salaski gets her 6th punch out of the game. Gonna bring up Zuraw. Proctor, Zuraw, and Roebuck all struck out after an Augustine and Horvat walk back in inning number 4, and it looked like Yough was in business. Salaski trying to see if history can repeat itself. This time Horvat's at first. And that one's fouled off by Proctor. Bottom of the 6th inning. If Yough gets nothing here, they'll be down to their final chance in the 7th as that one bounces and it gets a piece of the batter. Proctor make that Zuraw. As Abby Zuraw reaches on the hit by pitch. First and second. 1 out. Now it's Katie Roebuck, the 8-hole hitter.
Now we'll see if Salaski can work her way out of another jam.
Pitch by Selaski, bunt shown, tipped into the glove of Lancey for strike one. Runners at first and second, one away, bottom half of the sixth inning, 3-2 lead for Charleroi on top of Yough. 0-1. Misses by Selaski, making it 1-1. Now runners at first and second with one away. Be a big time for Katie Roebuck if she can find some grass out in the outfield, trying to drive home at least the game-tying run. Swing and a miss. Make it 1-2. Center fielder Seipel playing very shallow, it seems. Normal depth out and left for Perrock. As that one outside, Lancey tries to frame. Katie Roebuck, the left fielder, 0 for 2, trying to get on base for the first time today and possibly tie this one up at 3. Pitch by Selaski, liner foul. And that probably took some years off a couple folks' life. No, 2-2 by Selaski, outside, count fills up, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on, 3-2 Cougars on top of Cougars. As the Charleroi Cougars, the visiting team for all intensive purposes, are in front as a grounder foul once more. And this AB for Katie Roebuck starting to feel a lot like the early at bat we saw back in inning number, if I can find it here, 5 for Charleroi, when Reese Eddy was at the dish. Another foul ball.
Yeah, great at bat here by Roebuck. Like you said, very similar to that Eddy at bat that
eventually led to a run as Eddy would come around to score.
Yeah, she was able to get on by getting hit by a pitch.
Payoff pitch. Liner gets through past Pendo. There goes Horvat. She's held at third. And the bases are loaded with one away for Spoon Howard.
Big opportunity here for Michaela Spoon Howard. Avery Pendo almost made another phenomenal play.
It'll be interesting to see how this gets played by Charleroi on the ground. Do you go for the play at home, or do you go for maybe a double play to get out of the inning? It's going to be tough strategy. Infield is playing in, so it looks like they will go for the play at home. At third, it is going to be Maddie Horvat. Base is loaded. We're going to get a pinch runner here for Yough.
Dakota Waywood will come in and
as Waywood will replace Zura out at second. She represents now the go-ahead run. If Spoon Howard can find some grass in the outfield, and there is a ton. When I say a ton, I mean an absolute ton down the line and left.
Oh, if she can get something past Henderson and DeYounger in left field, I mean,
that's scoring at least three.
I think that's clearing the bases.
She might be able to come around to score, to be honest.
Yeah, Spoon Howard does have some speed. And
as I'm going to switch cameras to you, you see just off the edge of your screen, barely, that's where the left fielder is playing. So all that room down the line there, if Spoon Howard can find it, she'll foul that one off.
2 quick strikes, that definitely what Sophia Salashi wants.
No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases loaded. Charleroi up by 1. They're trying to hang on. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. A huge strikeout for Sophia Selaski as she's dancing through the raindrops in the circle right now, trying to keep Charleroi on top of Yough. Right now, Sends it in the air and coming in, making the lunging catch is Resetti. She mistimed it, but made up for it. And Charleroi maintains the 1-run lead through 6. Bases left loaded for the Cougars, and after 6 full, your score, Charleroi 3, Yough 2, right here on MVI Live. But Jose, what a thriller this one's been so far.
This has been phenomenal. Just a great game overall between these two teams. I mean, these are two teams that are projected to battle for section championships in their respective sections and classification. So, we were expecting this to be the best game of the day, and it's really lived up to that hype.
Has delivered to this juncture, Yough will look to add some insurance before going to the home half of the 7th inning, and another clean inning on the hill for Charleroi would mean they can come home with a 1-0 start to the season. Three, 3-2 your score, top of the 7th inning. Augustine needs to find a way to put a 0 on the board. Resetti, leadoff liner rated Zura, 1 up, 1 down, just like that. As she went from having the longest AB of the day to probably having the shortest AB of the game. First pitch misses. That's to Ella Seipel. 1 out, 1-0 count to Seipel, the center fielder. Seipel 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. And now count pulls even, 1 ball and 1 strike. 15 punch outs for Augustine today, 3 runs against. The 1-1 by Augustine. Swing and a miss. Make it 1-2 on Ella Seipel. And Augustine looking to pick up the hat trick against Seipel of strikeouts. The 1-2 pitch by Augustine. Staying alive there is Seipel. Got it off the end of the bat. Seipel rocking the younger hoodie out there.
Hey,
anything to stay warm?
Sharing is caring when it comes to keeping warm in the elements like this.
And another strikeout for Augustine, another strikeout of Ella Seipel. 16 for Seipel. Or excuse me, Augustine. Seipel's 3rd strikeout of the day. Back to Pendo. 2 outs, nobody on. Pendo, 3 for 3. Home run, single, double. Can we say triple eventually, maybe?
I don't know.
Not necessarily an easy thing to do in softball, I will say that.
I'll say, the way that she's been able to handle herself in her first varsity game, very impressed with Avery Pendo and what she's been able to do. I mean, if she keeps this up, she's going to be a force here in this section, this classification. And you look at what this lineup can do, Charleroi. I mean, if you have Pendo doing that at the top of their lineup consistently, this is going to be a very dangerous lineup to contend with.
1-2 misses, make it 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Augustine trying to keep this one right where it's at. Give her team a chance in the home half of the 7th. The 2-2 to Pendo. Pendo in the air, left side, right at Roebuck, and Roebuck puts the squeeze on it. 3 up, 3 down, just what the doctor ordered for the Yough Cougars, and they'll go to the bottom of the 7th, needing 2 to win, 1 to tie. Can Selaski shut them down? That will be the question here on MVI Live, but this game has not disappointed so far today.
No, it is not. It's a battle between 2 great teams. Pendo gets out for the first time in her high school softball career. So
that was bound to happen eventually.
Yeah, but good opportunity here with Yough having near the top of their order here due up.
Yeah, due up this inning will be Sydney Bergman, Adora Waldeer, and Emma Augustine, barring any changes. I don't think we will see any in that batting order. As again, they're without one of their stars here today. Soccer tournament, and when you're getting recruited to play soccer at the next level, completely understandable.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think that Dutch Harvey understands that too. I mean, he knows that Mackenzie Pritz's main sport is soccer, but and she's a great softball player as well. Big part of this lineup, and definitely missed this afternoon for sure.
Zalaski and the Cougars of Charleroi 3 outs away from starting the season 1-0. Parrock's trying to stay loose out in left center with some jumping jacks. Again, leading off, Sydney Bergman. Can she start the rally? Zalaski has danced through trouble all afternoon, evening, make that, and hasn't given up a run since the first. Would like to keep it that way and start the season 1-0 for Charleroi. The 1-0 pitch. Misses, make it 2-0 to Sydney Bergman, the two-hole hitter. That one misses, make it 3-0, and this is just where Bergman and the Cougars want to be right now. Up in the count, 3-0 with nobody on and nobody out to be a great start here to inning number 7. 3-0, not even close. A leadoff walk issued to Bergman. Now the go-ahead run. Adoria Waldeer. We've heard all about the power. Can she put it on display against Zalaski and walk this one off?
We've seen one freshman on the other side make a big impact. See if Waldeer can do it too.
Just missed it, popped it straight up over the backstop. It's a home run in an elevator shaft right there if I've ever seen one, Jose.
Yeah, I mean, if it... You're right. I forgot my train of thought.
Hey, that's okay.
It's cold.
You're allowed to do that.
If this is the first time that's happened to me through 3 games, I think we're okay.
Jose, this was supposed to be like a full schedule today, and it resulted in me and you doing every single game. Who would have thought?
Yeah, it wasn't expecting to be on the call for the second game, but hey, when my number's called, I'm gonna produce.
That's what we got to do. You're always ready, waiting in the wings. So
always.
You get. I've seen like a pinch hitter in a softball game. Like she had one at bat a game, and it was for Collinsville, swing and a miss by Waldeer, and every single AB was up there timing up pitches. She had one at bat in the entire game, but did it every single game to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you are right now, Jose.
Yeah.
You were ready today. 2-2. Make it 3-2. Count full, nobody out. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate. See what Waldeer gets. Zalaski needs to anchor down here. Fires it across line, drive deep towards the line, and it's gone! Walk-off winner for Waldeer! As Waldeer sent the laser over the left field fence.
Well, Dutch Harvey has been hyping her up. He said the power is for real. And Adoria Waldeer hits her first varsity home run in style. A 2-run walk-off. And the Yough Cougars with a thrilling 4-3 victory on the final game of the first day of the Mon Valley Independent B Graphics First Pitch Tournament.
Talk about a way to end it. Adoria Waldeer, we talked about, and You know, the only question was it going to go through the fence or over the fence? You knew it had the distance if it had the height. She absolutely sent a missile out there.
Phenomenal win for Yough, coming from behind, being able to rally like that in the 7th. But I got to give credit to the Charleroi Cougars. What a game. They hung with a team that is one of the best in 4A. And you can't say enough about what they were able to do today. They proved their worth. They proved what they're going to be able to accomplish in 2A. Everybody in that section has to be looking out for the Charleroi Cougars.
Yeah, absolutely. What a game. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll have our State Farm Player of the Game brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Brian Warnick, right here on MVI Live. Life is full of surprises. Some good, some not so good. It's why your State Farm agent is there with good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. At State Farm, you get great service and great rates with every policy, so you can be prepared for all life's surprises. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Warnick in Perryopolis today at 412-668-0111. Back here, your final score. Life is full. Click the wrong button. Back here, your final score is Yough 4, Charleroi 3. A look down at the Yough bench, including our State Farm Player of the Game. All smiles down there in the white number 6 jersey with the walk-off 2-run shot for Waldir. Waldir, the freshman, came out in style. An RBI double in the first, scoring a run, and then walked in the 5th, and then a 2-run walk-off homer. So 2 runs scored, 3 RBI, a home run, a double, and a heck of a game for Waldir, the freshman, making Yough 1-0 on the season. As you know, she was presented with that home run ball after the conclusion of this one, but absolutely belted it out of there as Yough takes the final game of day number 1. We'll see you back for day number 2, not tomorrow, but next Saturday when hopefully the weather is nicer. But on behalf of everybody here from Fraser High School and my broadcast partner, Jose Negron, I'm Alex Lyon saying thanks for tuning in here this afternoon and evening. Your final score of the final game, Yough walks it off 4-3 over Charleroi right here on MVI Live. Have a great rest of your Friday, everybody, and have a great weekend. We'll see you next week right here on MVI Live.